My name is Marcell Hansen, and you're listening to Small Habits, Big Changes. Let's dive in. Welcome to this week's episode of Small Habits, Big Changes. We're rolling into the end of the year quite quickly, and this is when most of you want to, or attempt to, or say you want to, make big changes in the coming year. Now, as someone who has manifested a good portion of her life and surroundings and been pretty consistent with it for the last 3 decades, going on 3 decades here in a month, I can tell you that for most people, using something arbitrary like the Gregorian calendar, January 1st, is not going to be very helpful. It won't sustain you. It's important to find the real reason why you want the change. And everyone's different with how they find motivation. You need to create a must, something that has to change, or else dire consequences will ensue. It can't be something that you just prefer or that would be nice. It has to be a must. If it's not, then the life energy force or inertia will just continue applying its forces to what is going on now. If you don't make drastic change and consistently take action, then there will be no change for the better. Things will eventually slip and decline, and that's why we see people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond not doing as well with their health. They most people do, prioritize work and maybe even family over self for too many years. And then when it gets beyond the point that makes it really reasonable to establish a foundation for change, then they realize, oh shit, I got to get after this. That's not to say it's too late at that point, but you're causing undue strife. Honestly, you're creating struggle where struggle need not be. If you start and build these habits earlier in your teens, 20s, 30s, then what you'll see as you get older into your 50s and 60s is that you already have an established foundation that allows you to make change much more easily and rapidly, and more importantly, sustaining that change. Huge proponent of not waiting for the new year, but utilizing a special day, creating that urgency, creating that must, whether it's the 6th of the month or the 8th of the month or Monday or Sunday, whatever the day might be, finding the reason why you want to make that change and creating it now. You can wait for the first, or you can just create the need now, taking action each and every day. And then on top of that, being consistent with it is what is key. Being consistent with your action. Like, it may not be good. It may not be great. You may have no supporters. You may have no sense of growth for some time to come, but you have to keep plugging away at it. I mean, look, I've had this podcast. It started in 2013, realistically, but over 2 years ago is when I really applied and started creating episodes. And that's been, I think, 26 months now. It's been 26 months, going on 26 months, and I haven't missed a week, right? It's about consistency. I anticipated a 5 to 10 year trajectory on the podcast, and I'm well on the way to that. I'm halfway into my 5 years. I expect that there will be, little traction in the first couple of years. Sometimes it takes time to get into a groove, to find an audience, to find a niche, to find a general demeanor. And I'm okay with that because I do it for me. I'm not doing it for likes or comments or subscribers, though those things are great. They offer some reinforcement, but without them, they would not be a deterrent. I'm thinking specifically, you just witnessed one of the kittens I have in the household, but he has a twin brother from the same litter. And the consistency that they put forth relentlessly, they give no fucks about failure. They constantly are falling down, running into things. It doesn't slow them down at all. I love to witness this in the animal kingdom because it's really what we should be doing as well. Their internal drive to thrive and to grow and to get stronger and to do more and to be more is exactly what we should attempt to emulate in seeing them manifest. They are absolutely steadfast in growing, in being. Think of something, some activity, some passion that you have that you just get lost in. Time just evaporates. You can spend 6, 8, 12 hours and not even notice that time has passed because you love what you're doing. You are really enjoying it. You're into it. You're in your flow and it's bringing you joy. That's what life in general should feel like. And I love that. Learning from nature is really, I believe it is my best teacher. They have been my best mentors over the years. But watching little beings grow, and you can do it to pretty much for any animal, kittens and puppies and little baby turtles and kids and mares and little piglets. You can watch how their evolution, they grow so fast. They literally are doubling in weight, in a matter of days, like 10 days. The kittens doubled in weight. And in another 6 weeks, they will have doubled that again. And how strong and vibrant they are. It's incredible to watch. If you have a chance to get a kitten or a puppy for Christmas and you have a very consistent streak of taking care of yourself, I highly recommend it because it is like having children if you're doing it right. A lot of attention, but they take a lot of care and it is a substantial responsibility. I expect these guys to live 25 years. So the 1 month that we just put in, I'm expecting them to be, there's another 300 or 299 of those ahead for us. And with that long-term vision in mind, I want them to eat the best, to be in the best and safest environment as far as toxins and things like that. I mean, safe, and have the exposure that they need to grow and be strong and healthy. And I want that for all of us as well. So you have to think of where your environment is. You wouldn't have toxins around for your kids or your kittens or your puppies. So don't have them around for you. This includes fragrances and plugins and air fresheners that are not freshening anything, but just masking things with nasty chemicals. It's a great, I don't mean to digress there, but it's really important to create a long-term plan for your growth, for your ability to thrive. You have to create an environment, just like you do for the little fur babies. You have to create a safe and fun environment for them so they can grow with ease and without encumbrance. And I think that for us, we allow a lot of the external world, the outside world outside of ourselves to dictate our behaviors, even our needs and our wants, when in actuality, the outside world should really have very little to do with how you operate and how you thrive in your day to day. I know I might get some flack for that. And the truth is, it doesn't matter. Those that are naysaying are probably paying too much attention to those outside of themselves and what other people are judging or perceiving or giving feedback on, when it's really none of their business to do so. Social media has definitely highlighted this, in that people are looking for comments to grow their profiles. And within those comments, the observations are absolutely ludicrous. Things that you would never, ever, ever, or should ever consider saying to someone in person, you would say online. It's absolutely out of hand. If you want to see complete nonsense, go into pretty much any post online that has, a handful of comments to it, and you'll find complete, I think, idiocracy is the word I want to use. It's really time to focus on you and to stay centered on you, and whatever you need to do in order to do that is going to be more than likely the best end game result. It's hard sometimes to take time away from those who may depend on you, that you may love, that whether at work or in your family or in your household. And I'm not saying to do this without communication, but it is essential to take care of yourself And I hope that you've gotten, if nothing else, from 25 and a half months of Small Habits, Big Changes, I hope if anything else, you have gotten that it is so essential to take care of you first and foremost. It allows you to take care of others. If you structure your life in such a way where your habits support your well-being, everyone around you will benefit. That's the beauty of it. And if people were accountable and took good care of themselves, we'd be an entirely different world right now. So think about that when you want to complain about someone else, or you want to say something negative about a politician or a community leader or your boss. Instead of trying to place blame on someone else, look in the mirror and take accountability for the position that you've put yourself in. And the truth is, if you can't change something in this day and age and in this lifetime, the one thing that you know for certain, that we all know for certain that you can change, is your outlook on it, your perspective, your mindset. And that comes from discipline. It really comes from being consistent. And it's not hard to do. This time of year is often when people feel the nudge to change. And if you like what you're doing, you like where you're at, and you feel like you're going in the right direction, keep doing what you're doing. This message is not to be applied to you. But if you're struggling and you're like, think there's more out there, whether you're 20 or 40 or 60 or 80, regardless of where you're at right now, you can always make a change in your mindset. You can always commit to yourself to do something consistently, whether it's drinking 2 glasses of water first thing in the morning, whether it's walking every sunset or at least seeing the sunset each and every day, whether it's journaling for 5 minutes, whether it's counting your blessings each and every day. If you can do one thing consistently every day for 2-3 months, then you can do anything consistently. Any action that you decide you can do, whether it's sit-ups, whether it's meal prep, whether it's calling a friend, whether it's sending a letter, whether it's closing the computer, whether it's turning off the phone, the TV, the YouTube, no matter what it is, if you have applied yourself each and every day to doing something consistently, then you can do anything you want consistently. It's a transferable skill. It's called discipline. And this is the thing. You all have it. You all have it. You're just not applying yourself to the things that are bringing you joy or reaping benefits in the grand scheme of things. Most of you do get up and go to work each and every day. Most of you brush your teeth each and every day. Most of you take a shower each and every day. Most of you eat some food each and every day. It's about raising your standards and taking action on things that will benefit you. Because maybe those things benefit you, but actually maybe they don't. In fact, definitely 5 minutes of journaling will probably, in the long run, pay more, return more, higher ROI, if you will, and feel better than a hot shower every morning. It really will. And for some of you, the hot shower will beat out the hot coffee. Like taking a 5-minute hot shower, which is a luxury in, most of the world. Taking 5 minutes of hot shower, like a not super hot, but enjoyably hot, instead of racing to go get your mocha chocolate, will probably benefit you more. In fact, at the end, maybe just turn it to the cold side. It'll probably get you the same effects as that caffeine intake is kicking off the fat burning and the dopamine rush, the endorphins rush from the cold water. There's so many things that you could be doing that would benefit you more than what you're doing now, is my point. And you are disciplined in some nature, some way, shape, or form. You are. So it's about what you're focusing your discipline on. Where are you consistent? Are you consistent at work, but inconsistent at home? Let's flip-flop that. It's far more important to be consistent at home. You probably would make a better employee or a better boss or a better colleague if you were happier at home. Think about the big picture and the actions you're taking now, how they affect each and every area of your life. If you want some exercises, some fun ways to deduce how much time you're wasting in your day or how much time you're applying to real return on investment, solid activities. Feel free to join our free texting community. The number's on the outro. It's 206-483-2960. You can text the word yes there, and I reply to you directly. No one else sees your text but me, and it's an easy and free way for you to get very high quality insight and coaching at no cost whatsoever. It's completely altruistic. I've been doing this 29 plus years. I feel great, and I'm a happy camper in general. And I'd love for you to experience that same thing. If you're struggling in any way, shape, or form, do reach out. And I hope that a little bit of this has inspired you. And until next week, get clear on what's important to you. Stay focused, be consistent, and be awesome. Thank you so much for listening today. If you feel any part of this episode resonated with you, then please consider sharing it with a friend who may also find value in it. And remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And before you go, did you know we have a fantastic free text community? If you want more bite-sized health hacks and reminders delivered directly to your phone, absolutely free, then text keyword yes to 206-483-2960. Again, that's keyword yes to 206-483-2960. And we'll see you on the inside.